Hello, my loves. It is time for math today, and I want everybody to get out a piece of paper because you are going to work through some perimeter, actually not perimeter, yesterday we did perimeter, some area word problems with me. Okay, so let's do first a warm-up. So I have Mike and Jamie both drew plans for their gardens. Who will have a garden with a larger area? And how much larger will that area be? Okay, so we have Mike and we have Jamie. They want to know which garden's going to have the larger area and how much larger will it be? So there are a couple steps to this problem. I want you to pause the video right here and I want you to solve it. First of all, you need to find which one has a larger area and then tell me how much larger in feet that area will be. So pause the video and figure that out. When you're done, unpause the video and I'll show you how to solve it. Okay, so I'm going to real quick, you should have paused the video. I hope that you did. I'm going to go ahead and draw this on my paper because I like to see it for myself. Okay, I got Mike and Jamie. So before I can ever figure out who has a larger one, I have to figure out what the area is of both shapes. So we should know that area equals length times width. So if I do length times width here, I'm going to go ahead and label all of my sides. So this is 12, this is 4, and these are all 7. Because remember, squares have the sides all measure the same. Sorry, guys. So if on Jamie's, his is just 7 times 7, and that you should know equals 49 feet squared. Okay, on Mike, I would do 12 times 4, and 12 times 4 is 48 feet squared. So by just a little bit, who has the larger area, Jamie or Mike? Well, Jamie has a larger area. So Jamie has a larger area. And how much larger, that second question asks us, how much larger will the area be? Well, it's only going to be 1 feet squared larger. And the reason I know it's only 1 feet squared larger is because I took 49, which was Jamie's, and 48, which is Mike's, and I subtracted them, and I got 1. Okay, so I hope that you kind of got that, got the hang of it a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and let's review perimeter and area. So we're doing perimeter and area word problems just about all week long. Yesterday we worked really on perimeter, and today we're really going to work on area. So remember, area is the inside. So we can think of area as the carpet, the grass. One of your questions last week on one of your assignments asked you about the floorboards, maybe a wall, a door, the face of an object. Maybe if you're painting a wall, that was also on your assignment last week. And we know the area is length times width, and that gives you the space all inside the middle of an object. So we just kind of did a warm up here, but real quick, I want to do a couple. So on your paper, I want you to find, I'm going to give you 3 problems, and I want you to find the area of all 3. So once I finish drawing, you can unpause, or you can pause your video. And you can find the area of all 3. Okay, so I want you to pause your video and find the area of all 3. Remember, area is length times width. Okay, so I hope the first thing you did was label all of the sides, and I'm going to go ahead and do it for all of them because I know that if I don't label all the sides, I'm going to forget. Okay, so if area is length times width, I'm going to take my 8, multiply it by my 3, and that would give me 24 inches squared. That's what that little 2 is. With this one, length times width, the sides are the same. So I would just do 6 times 6. And that would give me 36 inches squared. And finally, length times width on this one would be 10 times 5. And that would give me 50 feet squared. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you got all 3 of them. Thumb in the middle if you got a couple of them, maybe missed 1 or 2, and a thumbs down if you missed all 3. If you missed all 3, then you need to start practicing these on your own. Draw yourself a couple of squares and find the area, because most of the time it's a problem that you have with your multiplication facts. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's move on to some word problems. Okay. Jonathan purchased 2 rugs at the store. Rug number 1 measured 13 feet. I'm just going to underline it, by 4 feet. Rug number 2 measured 12 feet by 5 feet. Which rug had a smaller area? Okay, so I have told you this a million bazillion times. Draw it out. So right now on your paper, I want you to draw rug number 1. And I want you in the middle to put number 1. And this side's going to be 4 feet, and this side's going to be 13 feet. And then rug number 2. Number 2 is 5 feet by 12 feet. Okay. So they want to know which rug had a smaller area. I want you right now to pause the video. You've had plenty of practice with this in order to figure out the answer. So pause the video and figure out your answer. When you're done, I'll work through it with you and we'll see if you got the right one. Okay, so to find the area, we have area equals length times width. You're basically just multiplying 2 of the sides together. So does it matter the order that you multiply them in? No. So let's do 13 times 4. That's length times width. So 13 times 4, I'm just going to flip that around just to help me out. And I'm going to stack it on top of each other. So I would do 3 times 4 would be 12. Carry that 1, and 1 times 4 is 4. Then I add in that 1, and I get 5. So this gives me 52 feet squared. And if I find the area of this one, which would be 12 times 5, I know my multiplication facts. So I know that 12 times 5 is 60 feet squared. So which one of these has the smaller area? Definitely rug number 1. So rug number 1. Okay, let's do one more before we move on to problems with missing variables. Okay, Becca measured her porch and it was 10 feet by 7 feet. Jimmy measured his porch and it was 12 feet on all sides. What is the total? Ooh, adding. Total makes me think addition. Okay, what is the total area of both porches? Both makes me think addition to. So first, let's draw it. I'm just going to use the same paper. So we have 10 feet by 7 feet. So I'm going to make this 10 feet. I'm going to make this 7 feet. And then we also have Jimmy. Okay, let's make sure that this is Becca because I'll forget. And we have Jimmy, and his porch is 12 feet on all sides. And this is Jimmy. Okay, I want you to pause the video again, and I want you to find the total area of both of these. So pause the video, and let's see if you can get this right. Okay, so I hope that you know, again, I've said it a million times, area equals length times width. So to find the area of this rectangle, first I'm going to label all of my sides. And now I'm going to do my area, which is 10 times 7. Well, 10 times 7 gives me 70. Okay, so that gives me 70 feet squared. And now this one, we'll do 12 times 12. And if you know your multiplication facts, you know that's 144 feet squared. So now, to find out the total of both of them, I have got to add them. So a lot of you are forgetting the steps of addition. I know, right? We learned addition a long time ago. So I line up my numbers by place value. So I put 144 and then 70, because 7's in the 10 place, 0 is in the 1's place, and now I add them. So I started the 1's place. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So the total area for both of them added together is 214 feet squared. And I'm going to write that on our answer. Okay, so now you know how to do that. You know how to find the area of a square, of a perimeter. You really know how to find just about everything in a word problem by now. But something that you might have trouble with, just like yesterday, is finding one if they are missing a side. So I taught you how to do the perimeter one. And you think of the perimeter one as a strip diagram where you have your total would be your perimeter and you have all 4 of your sides. So then you'll have to take away what you know from your whole. Remember that? I hope that you do. If not, go back and rewatch yesterday's video. Today, we're going to figure out how to do that with area. So let's go ahead and look at this problem. Rita had a wood platform that had an area of 60 inches. The 2 sides that are opposite each other measured 6 inches in length. What are the measurements of the other 2 sides? So it already told us the area, and it gave us 2 sides, but it didn't give us the other 2. Okay. So, in my opinion, area is easier when you're given a missing variable. The reason is it's multiplication. So let me show you what I mean. So if this is 60, I'm going to say this one is 6, and it says both sides are the same, right? But we need to figure out what these sides are. Now, you should know, right? The area equals length times width. So all you have to think about is 6 times what will give you 60, just like we do in division. So 6 times what is going to give you 60? What can I multiply times 6 to get 60? And I hope immediately in your head you go, well, 10. 6 times 10 gives me 60, right? So boom, there's your answer. 10 inches, 10 inches. You're like, whoa. You went way too fast, Miss Simpson. Okay, let's do one together now. So let's do this one. Bruce had a square tile that had an area of 25 square inches. Guess what, guys? It's a square tile. What do we know about squares? All of the sides are equal, right? Okay, so all of the sides are equal in a square. So they didn't give us anything but the area. So our area is 25 square inches. So if area, think about it. If area is length times width, all of the sides are the same. So what 2 numbers can I multiply together to get 25? Think about it. What times what equals 25? I hope you've said 5 times 5 equals 25, right? So that would give you all of the sides of your square. Okay, one more and then I'll let you go. Carol had a rectangular coffee table in her room. It's very important to figure out if it's a rectangle or a square because they're different. The area of the table is 12 square feet. If the two sides that are opposite of each other measure 4 feet in length, what are the measurements of the other two sides? So let's go ahead. I will draw it for you, but then I want you to solve it. So the area is 12 square feet. And one of the sides, well, two of the sides, I guess, are 4 feet. Remember, area equals length times width. I want you to pause the video and solve this problem. You're trying to figure out what are these sides. All right, so I hope that you were thinking in your mind, 4 times what will give me 12? Well, if you know your multiplication facts, you should know that 4 times 3 equals 12, and that 3 feet is your other side. All right, guys. So today for your assignment, I have combined both perimeter and area word problems. Oh my gosh, you're so lucky, into this worksheet for you. So please pay attention. Most of them say which one has a smaller area, or what's the perimeter, who has the larger perimeter, what's the area. Down here, it's asking you do you agree with his answer? So you're going to have to solve the problem and tell me, yes, I agree, and tell me why you agree or disagree. Do you agree with their answer? And tell me why. If you agree, why do you agree? If you disagree, why do you agree? And explain it to me. Okay, guys. Remember, pay close attention. Most of them tell you what you're solving for, either perimeter or area. I will put this anchor chart right down below if you forget which formula to use for which one. All right, guys. Love y'all so much. Have a great day.